Hi, my name is Cairo. I'm one of your MTG ambassadors, and today I'm talking to you about MagicCon, specifically MagicCon Las Vegas. MagicCon Las Vegas is happening September 22nd through the 24th, and tickets go on sale Thursday, June 15th. To purchase tickets, check out the description of this video. Now, let's talk about MagicCon. I'm going to use some of my previous experience about MagicCon Minneapolis a few months ago to tell you about all the things that MagicCon Las Vegas is likely to have to offer, some of my experiences, and some of your tips for traveling. As some of you know, if you're a subscriber to this channel, I attended MagicCon Minneapolis as a content creator. That meant that I get to go to the content creator booth and meet fans, sign cards, and play some games, as well as the MTG Arena console and play against fans. And this experience was absolutely amazing. And as amazing as it was, a lot of the other good parts of my experience were just me there as a fan. I got to play in some really cool events. I got to see some great artists, some great cosplayers, and some good panels. So first things first, Magic the Gathering is a game, and a lot of people go to MagicCon just to play Magic the Gathering. If that is your goal, you have every single event known to the player base there. You have Commander, you have Sealed, you have Draft, you have Constructed of all formats. You have everything plus events that you don't get to play at your local game store, like the one that I really enjoyed, which is the Unknown event hosted by Gavin Verhey. This event was so popular that there were so many people that queued up for the event they had to split it into two different events. So I can imagine they'll probably be offering this at MagicCon Las Vegas. I haven't heard yet, but I assume that it's going to be there. This was a sealed event with booster packs, and all of the rules were the same except for two different things. One, you switched planes as you were going, and different planes had different rules. So say you could tap any creature for a random mana or something like that. Every, I think, 20 minutes or so, you switch to a different plane, and it was really cool to like, oh, now my cards do different things. And so it kept you on your toes, and it made the experience more fun. And secondly, the big one is we got to play with these playtest cards, which I'll put some pictures of mine from the experience up on the video right here. And they were absolutely a blast to play with. You'll see some of the classic iconic characters from Magic the Gathering mashed up into partnerships, because partner was like a big thing at the time for Minneapolis. And you'll just see some ridiculous effects on these cards. And I have them still. I was allowed to keep them, and everybody that played were allowed to keep them. So these are some of the treasured cards in my collection, and I had a great time doing that. And that's something you'll only find at MagicCon. If you're a spiky player, you're really into competitive Magic, this is the place to be as well, because you get to see with your own two eyes some of the Pro Tour happening. So there was a massive room at Minneapolis where the content creator corner was, and the arena console, and then there was some free Commander play area and some table setup, and behind it there was the Pro Tour that was happening right in front of everybody. You got to see the pros up there playing, people prepping, all the lights, the cameras, the announcers were up there. There's a smoke machine going. And it is really cool to watch the Pro Tour on Twitch, but it is another thing entirely to be able to sit in a seat and watch the Pro Tour happening right in front of your eyes. So that was very cool if you're into competitive Magic. Another cool thing they have there is they have all of these different artist booths. So card design is important in Magic the Gathering, but the flip side to that is also the artists that make all of our favorite cards come to life. Whenever you pick up a card and you just love the art on it, an artist was responsible for that. So you got to meet artists, got to talk to them for a little bit. They were selling cards, doing signings, playmats, things like that. One of my favorite artists is John Avon, so I was able to go, and there was a massive line at the time. I didn't have enough time between events to actually meet John Avon, but it's actually a funny story. So there were playmats set up, right? There was a whole table of playmats, and I was like, well, I'm definitely getting a John Avon playmat, and if I can get it signed, that would be fantastic. And somebody that was with him there, staff, if you're watching this video, you know who you are, walked up to me and said, you know, playmats are expensive to ship from Great Britain, but today we're offering a lower shipping cost of X amount or whatever it was. And I'm sitting there, and I didn't have enough coffee that morning, and I'm like, well, why would the playmats are right there in front of me? Why would they ship them to me from Great Britain for a lower shipping cost if I could just, can I not buy that one? And I ended up asking that. I was like, well, can I just buy that one and take it home? And there was, by the way, a crowd of people next to me, and he was like, yeah, that was the joke. Like, there is no shipping cost today because we are here. And I was like, fantastic. Yep, just me, content creator, attending MagicCon, and like not enough coffee. Just made just look like a fool, and like there were other people next to me, and it was all in good fun, but it was a funny story. I was like, yeah, I did not catch on to that, and felt a little bit silly. But in the end, I got the Squirrel Island playmat, which is amazing, signed by John Avon. I haven't played with it yet. It's just going in my collection, and that's a cool place to get original playmats that are limited only to MagicCons. So if you find that you want them, you don't have to pay like hundreds of dollars on eBay later. And you know that your money is going directly to support the artist that you love that made this art possible. Finally, before we get into the tips for your trip and just some very general guidelines that I wish that I would have considered whenever I took the trip up there, is the cosplayers are amazing. They really add to the whole experience of MagicCon. You'll be walking down the hallway, all of a sudden Jace passes you, or Vraska, or whatever, and I gotta tell you, some of these cosplays, I don't know anything about cosplay, but I have to tell you that they take a ton of work, and they are very, very cool looking. They're very authentic. They even had a cosplay contest at MagicCon Minneapolis, and you can tell that these people are just, they have so much passion for the game, and the way that they put these costumes together is amazing to me. I have no idea how they do it, but it's really cool, and I got to take a picture with a few of them and meet them. Everybody's very nice. It was awesome. Next, I want to give you some general tips for your trip. So make sure you, one, bring a backpack with you, stock it with a couple bottles of water, some granola bars of your choice, or some snacks, beef jerky, things like that, because you're going to be doing some walking. And between events, you kind of don't always have time to eat a full meal, or I don't know if there's going to be access at Las Vegas to a restaurant in the convention center or a food stand or what have you, so make sure you pack some snacks. 2, speaking of walking, wear comfortable shoes because you will be walking. The convention centers are large. They're worth it, but you will be doing some walking, so don't wear anything that's going to hurt your feet. And number 3, I want to encourage you to try new events. MagicCon is great for things that you're familiar with. If you're a Commander player, by all means, go play Commander. But keep in mind, whenever you buy your tickets, you're going to be able to pre-register for events. Look through that list and see things that are crazy. And what I mean by crazy is things that are weird that you're probably not going to be able to play anywhere else, like at your local game store, or at home, or online on Arena, or whatever. That's one of the reasons I mentioned the Unknown event, and I recommend that so heavily because it's such a unique experience, only available at MagicCon. So try to step out of your comfort zone so that way you have those memories of those unique experiences when you get home. And number 4, don't overpack. Don't bring your entire collection. Bring only what you need. Maybe if you bring a lot of things, keep them in your hotel room, lock the safe. A lot of hotel rooms have safes that you can program a combination to. Because unfortunately, let's face it, it's not any fault of Magic the Gathering or anybody, but these are convention centers. These attract a lot of public attention, so there's going to be bad actors there too. They had security and they try to minimize everything, but just for your own safety, bring only things that you need to play with on the day. To wrap this up and summarize, I am extremely grateful for the opportunity to be able to go to MagicCon Minneapolis as a creator, and that was an amazing experience. The staff was great, but the other side of that is the fan side. I loved that experience just as much. I loved seeing the artists. I loved playing in the events, seeing the Pro Tour, all the Pro Tour players, all the cosplayers and everything. So I would say, you know, there's no pressure to go to every single MagicCon, but if you haven't ever been to a MagicCon, do go to at least one if you like Magic the Gathering or you're a fan at all, because it's a experience that you'll have forever. Oh, and by the way, if you're a limited player, you're going to MagicCon Las Vegas, there's a $100,000 limited open. So if you fancy yourself a good limited player, you could get in there and win some cash. You never know. Again, I'm going to put a link in the description, so if you want to buy tickets, you can do it through there. And thank you for watching the video. Thanks for hitting that thumbs up. Subscribe for more Magic the Gathering content, and I'll see you next time.